Okay, here we are back again. It's been quite a minute. It's been about 12 months since I started this, and had some health issues come up, things like that. But we're ready to get back on the improvements that we're going to do on the school that we're living in. And so back where we were, the first thing we're going to do is try to bust through this wall so we can make an entry into the room that we're using on the other side. So I said that I was going to start using a hammer drill and see if I can knock this out better than what was happening with the sledge. I wasn't having as much luck, but we're going to fire this up, hammer drill, and see. I'm going to try to cut the joints and see if I can work those loose with it and possibly have this wall come out easier than beating it down. And like anything like this, it might seem difficult when you first start, seem overwhelming, but what you need to do is just look at it as a task and see how is the simplest way to perform it. And that's what we're going to try to do. If it doesn't work just by hitting the joints here, because this block is actually attached kind of to this brick wall behind it that I discovered too, I might have to start chiseling in these blocks first so I can knock out a hole so that these blocks then essentially have somewhere to go. They can fall. That's one thing about when you're busting concrete and stuff like that. First off, you have to make a hole in which the rest of it has a place to go. Otherwise, that's what makes it so difficult to break up concrete and stuff like that. So I guess we'll just get started and see what happens. It's going to be loud. You're going to probably have to keep your volume turned down a little bit, but that's the only way we can do this. I just want to see if we can get this to fall out the way that I anticipate. If you'll notice, instead of just pulling on the trigger and just, sticking with it like that, it's not particularly the best way to make a hammer drill work. What I'm doing, if you can hear that I'm kind of goosing that, round. I'm giving it short burst because that is what's really allowing the hammer portion of this drill to work. So when you do it like that and then you let the weight of the tool, it basically does the work for you. And the more you can let this actually hammer, that's what's allowing the block to come apart. And then you'll notice, like I said, if you're giving it a place to fall, it starts to kind of fall out by itself easier than you would assume. So that's working out the way I hope. Getting a little dusty, so I'll put on this, and then we'll keep after it now and see how it's going to go. But it's going much better than I anticipated. See how easy that stuff falls out. It's really coming out easy. I really enjoy it. You can see I'll just be able to cut out this wall first, the way this is coming apart, and then I can attack this one. I don't have to make two at once. I'll just take them down one at a time. You can see how it kind of wants to bind up on itself at times, but once you can clear out a hole, like once I get this last one out, and these, it'll start coming out easier. Those short bursts are helpful because also you can get the tool jammed, and stuck. Sometimes if you allow it to just keep pulling the trigger too hard and just letting it go and not stopping. That's why I keep stopping it and pulling it out, stop and pull it out, so it doesn't get wedged in here and stuck. But it's really coming out very easy. Very easy, it's coming out just like I'd hoped it would. So we'll keep out of here. You see once you made a hole for it, how it made it easier for this block to come out. And then once you have a hole, now this one and this one will pop out much easier. So what I say, you have to look at it as a task and then work it and try to find the easiest way to work through this task, and that way it doesn't seem overwhelming. That's a lot of it that people think that some of this remodeling is so difficult, but it's not. What it is repetition, repetition, repetition. It's over and over and over. I say, same job in a different place. But the experience comes with finding a way to make it so that it works seamlessly. And that's what I think this is coming out. It's pretty easy, actually. So we'll keep going at it here. Getting better. Once again, now I have my hole. The rest of these just pop out. And that's what I mean. You start working it and you start figuring out the easiest way to complete the task. Let the tool do the work so you don't have to. This is really coming out nice. It really is. It's a little difficult to get the side started because I only cut the front on most of these because the blade didn't reach clear through. So you got to get that back portion open to create that hole, like I say, and then virtually just use it as a pry bar at that point and just pry the other ones up. Put some air in here. Getting a little stuffy. And once you get that front part, make your cut right here, and then I've got a hole again. Wall ties kind of help anchor these in too, as you can see. So here we're getting it. This one doesn't want to come out, does it? I'm getting a little winded here, needing a break. So also, it's time to get the Bobcat, bring it around so I can start throwing this debris in the bucket. So I'll take you out there with me and see if we can get that set up. I can't believe how nice the weather is today. It's the middle of January and it's still warm. Okay. This is Hank the Tank, I like to call him. We're gonna have to take this bucket off the grapple and then put on the other bucket. Go from there. I gotta find a way to hold this up on both sides so that I can get in here. The bucket's on the other side. Put you guys over here. See if we can figure out how I can hold this up. All right, let's go get that bucket, huh? Okay. I love this Bobcat. Okay. Get us on here for today. We've only got one bucket full. High gear. Kick her in the high gear. Get parked. bucket in place. Now we'll get back in here. See about moving some of this out. Just gonna try to get a 5-gallon bucket here to use. There we go. See, we got our bucket right in here close to our work. Oh, there's a bucket right here. Oops, didn't turn you around, but there's my bucket right here. Got us turned around. We're right in front of our area where we're working. So we'll start dumping this in here. Okay. I don't know if you probably don't want to watch me clean up this. So I think what I might do is get this cleaned up, put away, and then I'll bring you back and then we'll continue down the wall. Okay, I've got some of that debris out of the way so I can work a little bit better. And I'm going to continue on, take this down, and we're going to get into the brick next. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's getting close. Those wall ties, they really lock the wall, the bricks in to each other to hold it, to where they can't fall down. If they really do work for as small as they are. Seems like it's got more tighter down here near the bottom. See there how it'll get stuck in there? Gotta watch letting it run too long in one spot because it just drives the tool straight through. Not falling out like they were up here. They're coming, but it's not easy. When I was younger and first got into the business, we'd make fun of guys with these on. But then at some point, it's gotten to be the norm. You always need to have a pad if you're going to kneel down, because the older you get, the more difficult it is on the old knees. Oh, they're gel even. Can't beat that. It's amazing how much stronger it's gotten down here. I'm sure they didn't use a different type of mortar, but it sure seems like it cured out better down here closer to the ground. It's tougher. They're just locked in down here. They're really in there. Oh, take these last two out. It's wearing on me. They have got a good bond down here. A little mouse nest in the block. These mice, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay, one more row. I'm glad. I'm ready to take a break. I'm gonna get this last row knocked out. This last row of blocks is actually just sitting on tar paper. Isn't that wild? There you go. Oh. Well, I'm gonna clean up this debris, take a little break, then we'll get back on it and continue to take this down. Show you what we got going on out here. Just loading up the Bobcat there. I'm going to try to get all this in here in that one bucket so I don't have to keep moving it. So I'll get that taken care of and we'll be back on it. Okay, now we're on to the block wall. The brick, excuse me. I took out one more course off camera so that we're at the exact height, head height. I won't have to remove any more. And what I'm going to do is start up here, and I'm going to knock a hole like this one, but up here. And then once I get a hole across, I plan to just let them fall out one by one. And they should fall out easier than this first one because we're not up against another wall in the back. There's a space behind this one, about 6 or 8 inches, so these bricks should come out a lot smoother than this first wall. Once again, this isn't going to get easy until I actually get a hole in it and it gives the debris somewhere to go to easier, and then it starts to crumble. still gonna be tough until I get this hole started in it. Also making sure that I chip the brick back. I don't want to leave it exposed past this edge here, so if anything, make it go farther back. That way you don't have to do any rework. No one wants to do any rework. Okay, that's that portion. We're getting ready to start rolling here. It's going to be slow going until I get this hole done. Tiring. Just a couple more. Starting to happen. Starting to happen. That's why you don't want to let it ride in too far. I'm just starting to get exhausted. That's what's going on. It's these holes in these brick when they lay them, and then you fill in your holes as you're going. You essentially end up with a solid wall, solid through and through. You can see how difficult it is to tear down a wall that doesn't look like it's put together that well. There, I wish I knew that earlier. Ooh, it's a lot of work. Now it should come down easy. See why that hole is so important now. Before the block has somewhere to go, it's all locked together. So that's why it's very important. You have to first get a place for it to go, and then it'll start to fall apart, you know, pretty much the opposite way it was put together. Try to let the tool do the work. works great. I'm gonna get this last piece here. I'm gonna stop for a minute. That's a little bit of work. I'm going to clean this up, go eat lunch, get some energy, and then finish tearing this down. This is turning out to be more work than the first one. I thought the first one was going to be the hard one. Okay, we're getting real close. After I turn the camera off, I come to find out if I whack the wall with this a little bit, these actually start falling out even easier. So I'm going to give that a shot for a minute. I've already loosened up some of these. They really came apart easy. Tumbling down. Makes you feel good when things can come apart real easy at times. And it makes you appreciate it for when you have to fight it. Like in some of these spots that I had, just I felt like it was just not working well. Makes you feel real good when it starts going your way. Stop and clean up some more. We almost got this thing down. Almost got it down. Okay, I'm gonna go dump this and then come back. I'll stop this for a little bit. Starting to get that time of the day. Can't find your tools. It's almost time to go home. Switch to the hammer drill. Getting tired. Tired of swinging that hammer. Whew. It's exhausting. This was a little bit of work, but sure it's gonna be nice. No more going outside to come in to use the bathroom. especially when it's cold out at night. All the excess mortar, when they were laying up that block wall, just fell behind here, so from here down, it's like it's solid. But this will chip through it. Once you get a hole started, then it comes out. Another good thing is this is that tar paper. They put it down the wall and they rolled it clear out, so it's not stuck to the floor. That's good. Once you got that hole in it, just pop right out. So that's good. This is almost done. That really makes you feel like you've crossed the halfway point. Now you're heading home. All right, folks, well, as you can see, we got a wall now, or a doorway, excuse me, a doorway through the wall. And I just got to cut the plywood behind me. I think I'll do that yet tonight. But I wanted to say that you get such a feeling of accomplishment after you do something like this, especially when it's laborious. It's tired, but it's a good tired. Because like I said, I just love working with my hands, and to be able to do something like this, when I knocked this first hole, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this stuff anymore. I got sick, but like I said, the Lord brought me through that because there's so much more to do. And I'm excited to start this, and I hope you follow along with this, because just going to be a lot of projects like this, and I can't wait to see, how remodeling, I just love it. I love remodeling more so than new construction, because I think that we tear down and get rid of so many structures that we could just remodel and use them. The way this school was built, it's amazing how, it was built to last. And some of these structures they built today, some of these houses within 2 months, you got cracks in the foundation and everything else. That's unbelievable. But you take a structure like this, I don't know when the year was when it was built. I think 1955. But yeah, it's just solid as a rock. And it's gonna outlive me and many generations to come if they choose to stay here. So that's why I wanted to live in a school, because of the open concept rooms. And this is just going to be a great series. So I'm glad you're here, and hope you enjoy it. And just let me know, what you think of this opportunity and what we're doing with it. All right, we're back again. On the last video, we tore out both the block walls that were here. Then I stuffed some insulation from on the in between of those, because there's like a chase that runs down in between here. There was air flowing through in between, so I stuffed that to knock most of that air off. And then I took a square, like a speed square, and I attached a piece of wood that brought me back so that I could make a reference point to know what square, round, over, and down. And then now I'm going to attempt to take the skill saw, and I'm going to run up this side, across the top, and then down, and then whatever I can't get with the skill saw, I'm going to finish up with the Sawzall. Then we're going to run around to the other side. We're going to cut a couple studs that are left. Then we'll finally have our opening. So I'm going to get started then. It's going to get loud again, but that's the way these power tools are. I think I'm going to get a... or not. I'm going to have to do the top with the Sawzall, I believe. Now I'll see if I can just come down this other side. All right. Switch over here. Uh-oh. We're through. Okay, that should about do it. A little bit more. Looks good. What we'll do now, we're going to have to go to the other side, make a couple of marks, and then finish cutting. This is how we've been entering the bathroom, from this room to here, and we want to eliminate that. Like I said, especially when it's cold out. Yeah, we've already came through. We made a cut down this way, and I cut across the top, and I came down over here, as you can see. Now I'm going to use the speed square, make a couple of marks here, so I know where to cut these studs off. They go in line with the top of the cut. I'll do both sides just to check when I'm cutting that square. And then after those two get cut, we'll have to finish the bottom. Cut across here and up the bottom plate. Like that up there. And this one here is right here. Okay. I'm going to start cutting. Should be it. Let's see what we got. Whew. Well, there you have it. There's a little bit of cleanup to do yet, but now this just needs to be trimmed out, and this will be the new entry into the bathroom. No more going outside in the cold at night. So, thanks for watching this one, and there's going to be a lot more videos like this. So, we'll see you on the next one.